Hello. Hello. Thank you so much, Tumbleweed, for getting that weird shot of me. Hey, after turning these lights on. Good Lord. Hey, this is Jonathon Rushers, Kelly Nash.
Hello.
If the lights are on this bright in the studio, it must be time for the video podcast. Tomorrow's show, thank God it's Friday, today.
That's right, we're going to launch into Friday morning, of course. Well, I would say, of course, normally we would be doing your Rant or Rave Friday, but we're not going to do that tomorrow because we have a contest. The final 4 tickets to the rodeo, we have them here. We're going to give them away tomorrow morning.
6:30 tomorrow morning is when you get a chance to win those. And we already have the answer posted, I'm sure, because Kelly's kind and generous and giving.
I try to be. We always do post the answer for you on the Morning Rush blog at 975wcos.com. Speaking of giving, these are the jobs that pay the most in America. I put this list up this morning on 975wcos.com because so many college kids pick careers based solely on what they think they want to do.
Yeah.
Instead of also factoring in what does it pay. I think it's important for you to know that if you were to be a pharmacist, you would have the 4th highest paying job on average in America. That's a great job to be a pharmacist.
Yes, it is.
A dentist pays even more. A dentist? Yes, Herbie was going to be a dentist.
Yeah, and you know, one of the fastest growing is physician PT. What is that called?
Well, they have physician assistant.
A PA school. Very hard to get into because everybody wants to be a PA now.
Well, why not? The average salary for a physician assistant in the United States is now $113,855 a year.
Exactly.
So I put that list together. Now, are there jobs that maybe you thought? I'll give you an example. I knew radio wasn't going to pay well. I don't know if that broke my mom's heart or not when I was like, I'm going to be a radio DJ. And she's like, well, what are the guys making at, Kiss and Hartford? And I'm like, they're making like $26,500. She's like, they're like 45? And I'm like, yeah. Well, one day you too can make $26,500 in radio.
They're knocking it down.
But I just loved radio. And thankfully, got on the morning. When you get to a morning show, you tend to make more money than if you were doing middays or whatever. And so that's
typically.
So I got fortunate that that's kind of the track they put me on in my career. But I just wanted to be on the radio, and I was all in for radio. It's weird when you think about like radio, how that's one of those things where you work so hard to get into it. It's almost impossible to break into radio.
Nearly now.
And then when you get there, it doesn't pay anything.
No.
And yet so many people want to do it. Like TV, the TV reporters.
That's even worse.
The TV reporters bust their chops so hard. They're on the clock 24/7. They get a text message from somebody on their day off. It's Saturday night, and there was an overturned chicken coop thing or whatever. And I gotta leave whatever I'm doing, and I gotta drive to Gaston and film this and
There's
get
a
it
cow
on
in the road.
Yeah, there's a cow in the road, and now we got a delay. So they got to be a part of that, and they make hardly anything.
What'll make it even worse? Like we would go to the South Carolina Broadcasters Association, and we would talk to college students and the like, or persons thinking about this as being the career path for them. And I literally one year sat at the radio table with, I've forgotten who else it was, maybe Brent Johnson. Every person in there was lined up to talk to the television guys, and the majority of them were blondes. And I'm like, this is why blondes in television and entry-level jobs make $16,500 a year, because there are thousands of them lined up, ready to take that job, begging to work for nothing.
Well, and as a reporter, if you're a television reporter, you have very little influence on the ratings. And you understand what I'm saying? So that you can only do what you can do with the news. You're not going to, people aren't going to watch one network over another because there's one reporter on that show that they like better. Now the anchors, they're the kind of the face of the news. They can dictate ratings a little bit, and hence they pay a lot more for an anchor, because if like Dondi Mercer goes to WLTX, half the audience goes with her. Or if Darcy Strickland leaves and goes to WIS, half the audience goes with her. So that's a big deal. But if you're just giving your news report from, I'm standing here outside the state fair, nobody's tuning in to see you, they're tuning in to see the news. And I used to try to explain that. It's interesting, now that we're off in the ditch talking about radio, I remember my analogy that I used to give to DJs that worked for me was like, I'm the chef in the back cooking up the music. So I'm the guy, if somebody chose this restaurant, they're here for the music, they're here for my food.
Yes.
You're the waiter. Nobody came for you.
Right.
You're just talking over the intro of the record. Don't ruin the experience by stepping all over the vocals, saying inappropriate jokes, whatever the case may be. You can't add to there's not going to be people tuning in just to hear you talk over a record 3 times an hour.
Then you come to the restaurant for the waiter.
Exactly. Different with the morning shows. That's why they pay more for the morning shows than they do for the afternoon DJs. But I remember being a night jock thinking, they're all here for me. No, they were not. They were here because they wanted to hear the new Kids on the Block record.
There's an article in Fitz News today, maybe it was published yesterday, I don't know, it was talking about when Andrea Mock left WLTX, it had a decisive effect on the ratings. Now
Sure.
she's back,
Yeah.
and WLTX is killing it.
Yeah.
And she is mentioned in the article as one of the dominant reasons why.
Yeah, and so if you're Andrea Mock, you know, I'm sure she was a reporter at one time.
Sure.
She had no effect on the ratings, and that's why they paid her $16,000, because there's 1,000 people who can do this job, who want
right.
this job, but once you get into that anchor's chair,
And once you get an article printed like that, now you're on the phone with your agent saying it's time to renegotiate the contract. You go, Andrew.
I don't know about that if it's on Fitz News. Anyway, speaking of people having some money problems, Monique, the big celebrity Monique, owes $621,000 right now in back taxes. And according to paperwork at the Georgia Department of Revenue, they filed a tax lien against her now. And that's a $60,000 lien on her house.
She needs John Ecton.
Fast acting John Ecton.
Exactly.
It's always surprising to me that millionaires allow themselves to get into this type of position.
Well, they would tell you, we turned that over to somebody, and one of our accountants was skimming money off of us. And listen, Uncle Sam, I feel your pain, brother. I'm out millions of dollars too. How many times have we read about that? Mm-hmm. You stop looking after your own finances and trust somebody. That's a problem. Ask Nicolas Cage. His own brother ripped him off.
I guess we should send our condolences to James Clyburn, whose wife died this morning. I mean, you talk about local legends, whether you politically line up with them or not.
Right.
That's not the point. I mean, here's a guy married for close to 60 years. What an incredible love story that is. If you can stay together for 58 years. So that heartbreaking news when a spouse goes on, what are they, both in their 80s, I guess, or maybe late 70s at this point. So it's a rough day for the Clyburns, and here in Columbia, everybody knows the Clyburns, and we've all had a chance to meet them. And again, politically, don't line up with them pretty much on anything, but my heart goes out to the Clyburns today.
Yeah, I don't think that. As a matter of fact, I'm sure of it. He wouldn't take my phone call, but
you don't think he would?
Of course not. No, he's heard from me enough. But it is sad for their family, and certainly for him personally, for that loss.
Finally, the big story out of the Navy yesterday was that they confirmed that those videos that I brought up on this show, I don't know how many times I've talked about this.
And I scoffed it.
You laugh at me.
I laughed.
I believe in UFOs. I believe that they're out there.
He believes they can fly.
I know they can.
Except for the thousands that apparently they crash into the earth. Okay, I got a question now. If they're so smart, and they're coming here to study us, and abuse our women, which is what I always hear about on television, well, what are they, drunk? Why do they keep crashing into the damn earth? I mean, come on. It's not like they didn't see it coming.
The Navy yesterday confirmed that those videos that we posted, and we've posted them again on the Morning Rush blog at 975wcs.com, that those videos are real. Those aren't doctored tapes in any way. And on top of it, they also confirmed that for almost 2 years now, they've been studying these tapes. They won't say that they're aliens flying, but they've ruled out anything else that it could be at this point. There is no explanation for what's happening. How are they able to go twice the speed as an F-18? They don't know. How is it able to go down and up and backwards and over? They don't know. They can't explain it. It's not a weather balloon. It's not clouds are playing tricks with our eyes. There is something flying there, and it's doing things that Earth does not currently have the technology to do what's being done in these tapes. Now what do you say, Mr. Naysayer?
Well, all I'm saying is that, again, with all the wreckage, maybe it's best that we don't find out how these things fly. I mean, they're smarter than us, what I've been told, and even they can't drive them. Can you imagine what 5 o'clock traffic is going to look like if we start finally getting flying cars based on this technology? Sure, you get home in 30 seconds. You're going to crash into the damn place, apparently. That's all. We got more wreckage down here. Look, we
have breaking news that aliens are visiting the Earth, and Jonathan can only think of it's going to cause a traffic problem.
John Harris Body Shop couldn't handle all these wrecks we got. We got 51 places. We ran out of places to stack it up in area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're already up to at 51 that we know of. Nothing but wreckage. That's all I'm saying.
I'm excited. I think tomorrow we should have some people call in. More you people have to confirm to Jonathan that you've seen a UFO. You've had some sort of an experience with a UFO. Tomorrow morning, 7:15, we should take those phone calls.
Now, certainly, I'm going to have to admit, would my government lie to me?
They were in the past when they said they didn't have any stuff on UFOs.
Maybe I don't have to admit anything. Hey, you reach out to us tomorrow at 978-9267, 978-WCOS, or on Facebook and Twitter. You know how to get in touch with us. Thank God tomorrow's Friday on the Morning Rush.